Hello, 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 Leos. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this big, big ball of Earth. Today is the 27th, day before the full moon. Disconnected. Please wait. Okay, so apparently the chat's not working. Hopefully that'll come on so you guys can interact if you'd like. Today we're doing your tarot reading from March 29th to April 4th. And the thing is here, guys, just be mindful. I did have knee replacement surgery, so hang with me. I might be a little squirmy and trying to just get my legs settled in so that it's not so painful. And so we'll get started here. So for those of you that like the full moon readings that I do, I'm going to be doing a full moon reading tomorrow. And that I don't have posted on there yet. I don't have a set time because it's all going to depend on my knee. But if you subscribe, hit the bell, then you will be notified when I am going to be on. The other thing is that I probably am going to either be on at 10 or 11 a.m. So just sort of watch for that because I've got things I need to do in the afternoon. So, and that's Pacific Coast time. So let's get started. The full moon energy, though, this is the 27th, so they have kicked in. Those energies have kicked in. That is something that is in play right as we speak. So if you're feeling a little unbalanced, that is typical with this full moon in Libra. But it is also about relationships and our communication with relationships and things like that. So be mindful of how you handle communication in relationships. In Libra, this is going to be a really, really good thing. Just because it is a very gentle full moon, but it's also wanting you to balance in your full moon. So this is going to be a real key thing, is finding your balance. All right. All right, so let's get started. Don't forget that any of my readings that I do or come on, if you see that there is a chat, a live chat, you are very welcome to say hello. Tell me where you're from. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. Just be ready to know that the divine is going to answer, not me. I'm the conduit. So be ready for any answer that you might get. If it's not something you don't like, I can't help that. That is where the divine is trying to share your journey, your lessons, and things of that nature. So, but you're always welcome to ask a question. If it's in relating to what we're talking about, I'll answer it right at that point in time. If it isn't, I will answer it at the end. All right, so let's get started. So again, energies for the 29th through the 4th of April. First oracle that we have is the Divine's Oracle. Now, the reason why I call it Divine's, this is something that he wants you to work on, pay attention to, focus in on. There is something that maybe we need to change, we need to transform, that kind of a thing. So this oracle is for that energy, the Divine's energy, I call it. So this is the Fiery Fairy. So it is a creative action and optimism. It is also the number. So for those of you that are new, I go to the divine first for intuitive wisdom, that kind of a thing. I also mix astrology and numerology in with both of those because those are also energies and very important to mix in. So this is the number 3. This is the acknowledgement of optimism and being creative, how to stay optimistic, how to look more positive, look at things more in a higher energy, a lighter vibration. This takes you away from that dark, lower vibration or lower energy. And that's the divine. So this is something he's going to say, I want you to really stay active. I really want you to stay thinking positive. I really need you to keep focused on the optimistic part of anything that you do. Even a storm, even a challenge, you have to say, okay, there's a lesson in this that I need to learn. What is this lesson so that I can keep moving forward? Not backwards, but forward. All right? Just a thought in that. That's for somebody. I don't know who. Okay, so then what's really interesting is the current energy right now, the current energy from the 29th through the 4th is the king. Now, the king is an earthly energy, more of a first dimensional energy, but he's also the number 3 again. So we've got a balance, and this is the planet. So we'll talk about the planets as we come in later. But this is also about the planets and balance. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But the king is about man, authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to law and justice. Very earth-based, okay? Things that we need to sort of look at and adhere by. It's sort of like we must adhere by the laws and authority. However, we have to do what we're told to do to a point, and the rest is our own thought process, how we want to do that. This is acknowledging, again, the number 3 is acknowledging. So here's the thing, guys, with the full moon coming in, this is where these two are coming in balance. Okay, and that's what this full moon is about, balance. So, and it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to balance, because with the full moon, we have the desires. This is one of these energies. This is the desire of the full moon. Desires versus our actual value system, our morals, our integrity, our character. So we are having a little bit of a struggle of, we really want this desire. We really want this. We really want to make this happen. It's almost to the point we have to manipulate it, whereas we need to actually bring this up. We need our characters, our integrity, our morals to be more up here. So we are going to be struggling to balance these two out in April, maybe even into May. So this is really what the planets are talking about. So if you're going through a little bit of a struggle in balancing things these next couple of days, all the way till the 4th, that's the full moon energy. We'll talk about that tomorrow when I do the full moon reading. So you've got spirit, which is your values, your morals, your integrity, your truth. You're walking in truth and love, versus earth. The divine is saying second dimension in morals and integrity, and king is saying first dimension. Anything that you can touch, that you can have power over, you can do, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And then our future energy. Now, with all the signs this week, I'm saying, because the divine has shared with me, this is not an energy that is going to be just this weekend for the next week, like I usually say. So this is sort of like a weekend energy, and maybe something maybe for the week. This is going to be for months. This is going to be for a couple of months. So 7, 11, this is, yeah, definitely. So for, I'm looking at this in the card. I'm looking at astrology and numerology is trust. So again, and then the trust is also the numerology number 2. The number 2 is about balance. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I cannot make this stuff up. The thing is, with balance, you either bring something together or you separate something. You know, so you have to either bring things together to balance, or you are separating. What is it for you guys? There's got to be something going on. There is a challenge, a struggle, something that you want to work on. Otherwise, the divine wouldn't be talking about stay optimistic. Keep following your plan. Keep following your purpose. But also, too, trust is part of the issue. So this is somebody's weakness. This is somebody's lesson that they need to work on and grow from. And trust is something that needs to be rebuilt and restored. I don't know who this is for. Probably a lot of people. Because I would say in anything that I coach with, trust has been broken, and how to rebuild and restore that trust. All right. That is really, really hard. If you close the door or you build a wall, like we talk about, you know, some people say, well, I have a wall up. I'm guarding myself. I'm guarding my heart. I'm, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you don't have a door in that wall, then yeah, you're not going to grow. So to open that door, that's your choice. You can lock that door from the inside, but imagine a wall and a door in the middle of it. So you can unlock that door and open it when you want, and close it when you want. However, you have that opportunity to open it. If there's no door there and you got a straight wall, how are you going to grow? Because you're keeping yourself blocked off from every single thing. You cannot learn to trust. You cannot restore trust. Now you can open that door when you want it and when you don't want to, but and especially with this king energy in the middle. Sorry guys, but this is a male energy, masculine energy. The other day we had the queen. But the thing is that when we talk about male sexual energies, here we go. But the male sexual energy is, men think very, very different than we do. I'm not going to go into a coaching session, but men think very, very differently. They have no problem laying down getting on their back or putting a woman on her back and then leaving and having no problem. Not all men are that way, but majority of the men, it's just part of the chemical makeup, the brain makeup, and everything that they have. However, this is where the divine says, where is your integrity? Where is your morals? Where is all that stuff? Are you balancing it out? Most men don't want to. Again, the moon is talking about desires versus morals, values, and everything. So ladies, you're meeting a new guy, stay off your back for 2-3 months. See what happens. See what happens. And everybody's like, oh, wow, she's just a boomer. No, this is actually fact. This is fact. People go and complicate things with sex too quick. First card out is the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card out. This is great. This is divine saying optimistic. Be optimistic. You can have almost everything that you want, desire, and all that kind of stuff. This is 10 of Pentacles is like the ultimate card. This is about having money, unconditional love. It's having love of, it could be of animals. It could be people. It could be travel. It could be whatever your passion is for love. This first card out, yes, I love it. Again, though, Pentacles are earth. Pentacles are about possessions. So this is a thing that you really have to be aware of. Okay. So let's see what that has in relationship to you guys this week. Oh, okay. There's change coming, not only for you guys, but there's a lot of change for everybody. This is the change for most everybody. It is about your mental thought process. There's a lot of change coming. There is a lot. Whoa. Great. My leg. Hang tight. I got to move slow. I'm still being able to move my leg a little bit, but it's still got a long ways to go. Okay. Yeah. So with the Tower, this has to do with thought process. Again, somebody needs to learn how to be creative action. When I talk to people, I talk about actions speak louder than words. Okay. And some of the signs we're talking about words and protecting and being mindful of how you say things. But this here is about your heart. This is something that the Knight of Cups, he's walking away from. But that doesn't mean he's not going to turn around and come back, because we have the Page of Cups. So there is something new coming. Now, you're going to have the decision between Earth and... It's sort of like saying, I have the choice to have a new car, a new house, or I have the choice to have love. I have the choice to have, something that you desired, that you really, really wanted, or you can have the choice of some unconditional thing that you've really wanted, love. So everybody strives and looks for love. So this person here that is coming towards the Knight of Cups is very curious, very new energy, very optimistic. I feel that it is a masculine energy, though, that is coming towards someone. However, I'm going to see what these next couple of cards are, because... Are these upside down? Yes. Because just like, I think it was Capricorn, there was a lot of negative thinking. Now, I love Leos because they are so courageous, and they're actually going to jump in and try something. And that's where this curiosity is. Somebody is going to jump in and try something. Again, we have the current energy as the king, though. Thank you. Somebody's going to buck authority. I love that. Sort of like a rebel. Yeah. Somebody's going to buck authority. Definitely. Remember, I said that somebody might be thinking negative. I didn't make this up. This was this card that popped up. Definitely. Somebody has lost trust here. So this is a mind process. This is a restoration process for somebody. Again, we have to look at this not only with the full moon, but also with the spring equinox. We also need to look at that with numerology. So we're looking at 8, the number 8. We're looking at the number 16, 7. We're definitely looking at our potential. We're looking at our improvement in our lives. We're looking at how to improve and how to gain harmony. So this is something that definitely has to come from somebody. Although somebody's curious. This masculine is curious about a female. And the reason why is they don't quite understand them, where they're coming from, because they're more on a negative. Where this male is more logical. This male is curious because he doesn't understand the emotional thinking that this female is in. It's like, why aren't they thinking more logical? Why aren't they thinking more getting out of their head? Why don't they think or out of their emotions and into their head? It's almost like this person is not controlling their feelings. This feminine is not controlling their feelings. They're letting the feelings control them. And this is where your trust problems come in. Is you're allowing the past to control your future. You're allowing your emotions to control who you are rather than reversing that. And that's really hard to stay optimistic and creative new ways of thinking when you're stuck in this. And you definitely are looking at the past. This is a feminine energy looking at the past and sort of stuck there. I don't know who that is, but somebody is definitely stuck in the past. There is some masculine here that really is interested, though. I don't know who that's for. This isn't about work. This isn't a family member. I think somebody is actually, we'll see if the Hermit or, because it's sort of somebody, I feel the energy is like they're watching, but you don't know they're really watching. And they're about ready to move forward to say, hey, are you interested in maybe meeting for coffee? They're building up their stamina. This male energy is building up their stamina to come and ask you for a date. Boy, this feminine's got some work. Yeah, definitely. Feminine's got some work. So this person actually has a really good heart that is coming. You're just not seeing it because you've been so brokenhearted before that you are just living in the past. And again, you need to acknowledge that, yes, you've been hurt. Yes, you have been there. However, it's time to release that. So if you go to, here's your past, you keep thinking about the past, and you keep going back to the past, yeah, you've been hurt. You've got some wounds, you've got some scars, This might be somebody coming up. This might be a new energy for somebody that is going to probably maybe go through some heartache with a relationship. But this is here, temperance. This is about patience. Oh my gosh, my neighbors. This is about patience. You don't have patience. You have to be optimistic. Have some patience. Things will turn around. You got a lot of 8s here. A lot of 8s, a lot of 7s. This is about your potential, your ambition. This is about your growth. This is about to regroup and get a point where you can get trust back again. Now, this again, that's your future energy for the next couple of months. So for somebody, I'm going to tell somebody that maybe what might be a good idea is to get a little notebook and write down the things that have broken your trust. What is it that broke your trust? Because it definitely did change your world when that happened. That completely flipped things upside down. There definitely is something in your past that did that. However, well, do I need to bring that out? Really? So for somebody, they had a relationship with somebody. They jumped into bed too quick. And then the person didn't stick around. I don't know who that's for. And yeah, you did get hurt. But you were trusting that person. I don't know who that was, but you were trusting them. However, when you're in a new relationship less than 6 months, you can't really trust until you really know. That's why jumping into bed is not a wise thing to do, because not only does it complicate it, but you'll find out if they're really after you for sex or if they're after you for an actual relationship, a long-term relationship, knowing you. So it's sort of like if you hold out, then you can actually get to know the true intentions of the person. All right. For somebody, they didn't do that. Yeah. And so things didn't work out in the way that they wanted it to, and it ended up more in heartbreak. All right. So we have the Magician. We have the Emperor. Again, the Emperor, very similar to the King, very earth-based knowledge. Not a whole lot about wisdom. They're more about the laws of the land. And then we have the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords twice. Stop living in the past. This is all about regaining balance. This reading is all about regaining balance, okay? The only way you're going to regain balance is to think more positive. Look at your foundation, where things got hurt, where you feel you got betrayed, where you feel that you were left short, where you feel like maybe somebody did something wrong, earth-based to you. And then with that said, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you got to go back and look at which ones are more important. So you put number 1, the most important, which is the most painful. Okay. And then you actually begin to build trust. You figure out, how am I going to do this and to rebuild trust? It's another video I should be doing it on, actually. But there's other videos on Get Balanced 2020 and Divine Warrior if you go into the playlists on how to rebuild trust, also communication, build your self-esteem, those kind of things, and then also your spiritual growth too. But trust is really huge. Once trust is broken, and the thing is that the Emperor, I'm going to say this, and guys, don't take me wrong, because you guys know the games out there and you guys know the man game, but a lot of the times the Emperor is, and the Magician is about manipulation and illusions. So the illusion that, oh, I really like you, I love you, the illusion that, oh yeah, let's go out, let's think of this future. Words are very easy to say, guys, very easy to say, but actions speak louder than words. And if those actions do not meet up with the words, it's time to red flag, run. Yeah, I like that. Red flag, run. Because the thing is, when you have to manipulate in order to get what you want, that's not love. That is not love. And when you get red flag, run, then you can trust yourself, your intuition, but you don't want to put up that wall again, because if the person is really legitimately into you and likes you, then you're putting up that wall and they can't get in. And then you're going to miss your opportunity of a beautiful, beautiful person. But I'm going to tell you right now, with the King and the Emperor, the thing that scares me about those two is they're earthbound and they don't think about the spiritual side, which is the most important side. Honesty, truth, integrity, character, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Sarah, welcome, welcome. So that's what concerns me, because if they're earth-based, it's all about possessions and things that you can do and things that you can have. And that's not what our journey and our life is about. All right. So let's see what the full moon has to say and what the planets are saying about these next few weeks. And I'm going to say that the planets are talking about the next couple of months, because as we grow our garden, you know, we are the plant in the center of that garden. I don't care what kind of vegetable you want to be, what kind of flower you want to be. Just imagine yourself as that plant in the middle of that garden. The thing is that you have to realize it's going to take cultivating. It's going to take time. It's going to take maturing of that plant. You are that plant. It's going to take nutrition. It's going to take food. It's going to take weeding out the toxic and the poisons. It's going to take keeping that fence up, but there's a door to get into the garden, just like a wall. There's a fence up, but you got to be able to open that door and close that door. All right. Again, the moon is all about balance here, guys. Balance, balance, balance. So if your life is off balance right now, which I know some of you guys are, we've got the Tower. You've got to figure out what is it that's off balance and how to correct that. Because, and it's also, the full moon is about relationships. So if your relationship with whoever you're with, or maybe it's a relationship with a friend or a family member, and if it's off, if you guys are fighting and bickering, then there is something you need to get down to the foundation. That's just the way it is. You have to get down to the foundation. All right. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So being off balance can create a lot of frustration, a lot of confusion, things like that. It can also make you feel like you're stuck. It makes you feel like you're in a desert when there's nothing happening. It's like now we're in the time where we've planted that seed. We cannot see that seed growing. We cannot see it breaking out of its little shell and getting ready to poke up through the grass. But we know there's something going on because we've got a green cactus in the background. There is water. There is nutrients. There is something to keep us going. This is the time to sit and wait. This is the time to begin to wait. And what are you going to do while you're waiting? You're going to have to trust. And what are you trusting in? You're trusting in the second dimension, the dimension that you can't see, your intuition, your self-esteem, and your everything to do with that. Okay, this is really, really important to get your balance back. Definitely balance. Yeah. So, and also too, remember, these are the planets cards right now. So this is about commitment, number 9. This is intense. This is not only a commitment from somebody else, your confession, there's your commitment. But the thing is that it's also about intensity. How focused, how dedicated to yourself are you, not to mention to another person? How dedicated are you? Because with the number 9, that is extremely, extremely important. And maybe there is a little bit of a problem with our commitment to ourselves and to somebody else, because we have lost our integrity, or maybe our morals, or things like that. Okay. Again, the number 9. This is a number 9, a sad embrace. Again, this is another thing where somebody is looking at the negative of the garden growing rather than the positive, optimistic saying, okay, I don't see the plant yet. I don't see it growing. I don't see anything happening, but I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to trust that there is a plant down there growing. And then the more that you trust and be optimistic and be creative thinking, keeping your mind higher to a higher vibration, that is the hardest thing to do when we are in stillness, when we have to sit and wait. It is the hardest thing for humans to do, because they want to all of a sudden start thinking a spiraling thought of going down. Well, it's sort of like when somebody doesn't call you, oh, they found another person. Oh, they're dating somebody else. Oh, they don't like me anymore. Oh, your head goes into this spiraling thing that is really destructive, rather than just saying, you know what, I really think that plant's growing down there. I'm just going to hold off and I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to keep myself lifted up. I'm just going to keep watering it. I'm going to be feeding it. I'm going to be doing whatever. And lo and behold, boom. You stayed committed, you stayed positive, and lo and behold, you trusted that that plant was growing, and so now it's popping up. And then you're like, ha, see, told you so. That's that second dimension. When you are in stillness and you are waiting and you are trying to get balance, whether it's a relationship or not, you have to be patient. You have to be committed. Where did she go? Because she's here. You have to be committed in patience. So then you don't jump to conclusions. You don't start thinking things that are really not real, because that's not absolute truth. And you don't jump to conclusions which create more headache, more problems, creates a mental downfall, rather than waiting for the truth or asking for the truth and seeing what happens. Yes, you know what? You have to see the beautiful blooms. Oh, they're coming. And that's why this energy that I'm telling you right now, this trust energy, Sarah, is when I mentioned this is the future energy. This is not the future energy for this weekend and the next week. This is future energy for a couple of months. So somebody out there has a lot of trust issues. And the thing is, with these trust issues, this is where you are going to have to be committed to do the homework, to stop the negative thinking, to stop the woe is me. It's I see women do this a lot. I don't know. I don't think men do it as much as women, but where women do that, where they start dating somebody. Oh, he hasn't called me in a couple of days. Oh, he's found somebody else. Oh, you know what? I called him, but he didn't call me back. Oh, and then you call him and he says, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, my mom passed away or somebody passed away and I wasn't able to call you. I'm really, really sorry. I had a lot of things on my plate. Yeah, that's okay. Once or twice, that's fine. But then if it becomes an excuse, then you see, these are red flags. Red flag, run. Remember, I told you guys, red flag, run. You got to pay attention to. That's why you have to trust your intuition. Be optimistic. Think in the positive. Listen to your intuition. Red flag, red flag. The intuition is going to tell you if you pay attention to it. Yes, exactly. And I hate to say this, but excuses are like assholes. They all stink and everybody's got one. But it's true. It's true, because I used to be that way. I'll tell you right now, I was a very manipulative. I could sell you an iceberg in Alaska. If I wanted something, I figured a way to get it. And it's not the right way to be. And I'm so glad that I thank God for my life changing completely around. But I would make an excuse for everything. And that excuse was because either one, I was weak and didn't want to do it, or something I wanted and found in a way to make an excuse to get what I wanted, or I would make an excuse just because I had low self-esteem, low values. I didn't love myself. Trust yourself. Love yourself. Number one. Yeah. This is the number thing, is to grow to love yourself. Number one. Yeah. So this is really, really important, because for somebody out there right now, there is a change coming. This is huge. And the first card out was the Ten of Pentacles. So something is changing. It's either changing from a really good way of things happening to not a good way, and that's because of somebody's thought process, or it's actually changing to this. Now, you can reverse these. Definitely, you can 100%. You have the power within to do that. But this is all about your thought process and where the foundation is. So who was it in Capricorn? It's all about your foundation. So really pay attention to where your foundation is. It has to be in spirit. Where do you go? It has to be in spirit first. Where to go? It has to be in spirit first. Spirit speaks to mind. Mind speaks to the body. So the spirit will say, yes, this is a good thing to do. No, it is not a good thing to do. That's your intuition, tells your mind. And if it says, no, it's not a good thing to do, and you do it, you're telling your body to do something against its spirit's will. So then it becomes a habit and it becomes an earth-based thinking. And then you have this. And then you get all mixed up because you're thinking from this. Take this off for a minute and set it off and think from here. Huge difference. I used to be here. Now I'm here. I had to take my head off for many, many years and figure it out. So, all right, Leos, you got the courage. You guys can do this. You guys are strong. This is a time for you to build trust. Get your paper out. Make a list. All the things that caused you things not to trust. Put a number 1 by the one that is the biggest thing that you can't trust and why you can't trust it. Then you got to go back and find out the foundation where that started. Heal it. And then you can actually move forward, because the moon is all about balance right now. Desires versus our characters, our values, and everything else. All right. Sarah, it was good. I'm glad you came in. Thank you. Appreciate that. Again, full moon reading tomorrow, probably 10-11. I'm not going to post it because my leg, for some of you showing up late, had a knee replacement. So it all depends on my pain level. So I'm going to say between 10 and 11. If you don't know, or just subscribe, hit the bell, and then you will know when I'm on. All right. If you don't hit that bell, you won't know I'm on for that full moon reading. And also, I do my readings weekly. The divine picks the sign. I don't pick them. Even like today, it's like, who you want me to do first? So just to know that, hit that bell, and you'll be notified when I'm doing a reading, and then you can see who I'm doing at that time. And if it's one that you want to watch, or just come into all of them. All right. Don't forget to like not only mine, personally, mostly, anybody you watch YouTube, your creators, please like their videos, even if you watch them for 2 seconds, because that helps the YouTube channel people, and analyze it and allows other people to watch it. All right. Take care, and we will see you on the full moon tomorrow, or we will see you on the 5th. All right. Take care, guys. Trust your intuition. All right. Take care.